to the channel, and in today's video we're making vegan brownies, and we're going to do this without using an oven, without a whole lot of time, and this is what the end result looks like. It's really good. It also depends on the sweetness, on what type of vegan chocolate you want to use, but we'll get to that. So if you're new here, please feel free to comment, subscribe, let me know how the vegan brownies turned out for you. So we're going to start out about our ingredients. We're going to use almond milk in our recipe. We're going to use coconut. You also have the option of using a plant-based butter. We also have our vegan sugar. And this is by Morena. And guys, I actually found this one at the dollar store. Can you believe it? They got vegan sugar at the dollar store. And then we have our 100% cacao unsweetened chocolate. And you can get the sweetened version depending on the level of sweetness you want. And then we have our flour. And then you can do this as a single serving by using a little plastic container or a serving if you wanted to use a bigger container. So we got our bowl for mixing as well, and let's get started. So we're going to use now I'm doing a 4 serving, so I doubled the recipe, but we're going to use 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. I'm going to do this with the coconut oil instead of the plant-based butter. If you're doing the 1 serving in the little plastic bowl, you're only going to need 1.5 tablespoons of butter or coconut oil, okay? So we got to get the coconut oil warm enough, because once we break up the dark chocolate, and you're going to use about 1 ounce to 2 ounces depending on the size of the serving, you want to be able to make sure that the dark chocolate melts in consistency with your plant-based butter or your coconut oil. So I'm going to now add my sugar. Again, I'm doubling the recipe, so we're doing 4 tablespoons of sugar. Now, you know your tolerant level on regards to sweetness. I'm using unsweetened chocolate. So if you're using sweetened chocolate, then you might want to do a difference with the sugar. We're going to add our almond milk, which in this case is 3 tablespoons, because I'm doubling my recipe. And we're going to mix that in really well. We want to make sure it's all blended. And then we're now going to add our flour. So I'm going to use actually 4.5 tablespoons of the flour, because that's going to give us our thickness to the actual brownie texture. So we're going to blend all of that in together, make sure that we blend it in until it becomes thick and smooth at the same time, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to add also my additional, because this is a double recipe, I'm going to add my additional flour in as well, which I am doing here. And as you can see, I'm stirring it, and it's not, you don't want it like a thick ball of dough, but you don't want it kind of liquid as well. You want it like a pasty consistency, which is what you're seeing here. But make sure all of the flour that you put in it is blended very, very well. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. And you can smell the chocolate. As I was making this, the kids was like, oh my God, I smell chocolate. And so you want to make sure you get it all blended in together and make sure it's nice, thick, and smooth, and that consistency of a brownie. Okay, so now if you have baking sheets or wax paper, you want to put it in your container. And again, I'm using the multi-size, not the one individual size for this particular recipe, because I'm making more than one brownie. And you want to smooth it out to make sure that it's all consistent, it has its thickness. And then the purpose of the wax sheets is it's able to get out of the container very easily. Now, I also have some chopped up chocolate pieces that I'm going to spread across the top, which is going to add a little bit more creamy melted chocolate consistency, as kind of almost like a little bit of a frosting, but it's not all over. So it's up to you on how much or how less of chocolate you want to use as a topping on the brownie mixture. So now we're going to pop it into the microwave. So now with the microwave, if you're doing an individual serving, it's 1 minute 15. A full serving like this, I did it at 2.5 minutes. You don't want to over bake. So it's hot right now. If you pull it out of the container, it's going to break apart because it's very warm and very soft. So we're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes till it cooled down. So we'll be back. So we are now back. I've allowed it to cool and it's still a little soft. So be careful as you're taking it out of the container. And this is what it looks like. And so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut it in 4s. So that's what I'm doing to show that, of course I made more than one brownie. And be careful because again, it is soft. So, I mean, it's not soft as when you first pull it out of the microwave, but it's still kind of soft. So you don't want to, make it break up into smaller pieces. But so far we're good, looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the edges to make a nice even square. Kind of like if you're ready to eat them, by all means eat them. But for the purpose of trying to be very precise and cute with the brownies for the video, I cut off the edges so you can actually see what it looks like. And then we are going to show you. And so you can see the melted chocolate on top. You can see the thickness of the brownie. It actually came out perfect, just like I wanted it. And also, guys, if you want to put nuts in it, walnuts or any other type of nuts or whatever you want, by all means. And me, I like it. This one came out a little less sweet than I expected, but I'm going to definitely modify the recipe next time for sweetness. So let me know if you try this vegan brownie recipe. Comment down below, subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you next time.